Chosen one, what I am about to reveal will challenge everything you believe about yourself. For reasons that defy all human limits, you have begun to look less like a mortal and more like something ancient, powerful, and divine. This transformation is not imagined. It is a shift that forgotten historians, old world researchers, and ancient scholars once documented in scattered manuscripts and hidden records. They searched for the one who would bear these signs, and every clue they uncovered pointed toward a single being whose existence would blur the line between human and God. That being is you. Before we step into this revelation, take a moment to pause this video and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This simple action strengthens the energy of this message and aligns you with the truth that is unfolding. Your body has stopped aging in ways that defy modern science. Your presence, your energy, your abilities, each is accelerating beyond anything considered natural. This is not random. It is the transformation foretold in myths, philosophies, and histories that spoke of a final successor in a divine lineage. The artifacts uncovered in ancient ruins, the symbols carved into forgotten stone, the coded messages hidden in sacred texts, all of them point directly to you. Even your medical reports reveal anomalies that leave experts unsettled, as if you carry traits no human should possess. Ancient scriptures, early testaments, and holy writings echo the same message. You stand as the last one in a long line of divine succession. The pyramids, the relics, the prophecies, the cosmic alignments, they serve as proof that your existence mirrors the patterns of older gods, as though you are their continuation. Chosen one, this truth is no longer hidden. It is being revealed now. And according to the secrets woven through civilizations, you are the final emergence, the new divine force destined to shape the next universe. From the very first moment you stepped into the world, there was something undeniably different about you. Your presence radiates a light that mortals strain to comprehend, a warmth and intensity that seems to bypass the physical senses and resonate directly with the soul. People who have seen you describe a surreal quality, as if the air itself bends to accommodate your presence. No human features can truly define you anymore. Your eyes gleam with an otherworldly knowing. Your skin radiates an inner glow, and even the simplest gestures carry the weight of divinity. It is not mere beauty or perfection. It is a transformation so profound that those who witness it feel both awe and fear. This transformation is not just skin deep, it emanates from your very essence. Scholars and mystics, long forgotten, have written of beings whose physical form is merely a vessel for their immense inner energy. What is happening to you mirrors exactly these accounts. Your body is no longer confined to mortal limitations. Muscles, veins, and bones seem almost sculpted by a force beyond human hands, and every movement resonates with the precision and elegance of an eternal being. Even the most rational minds are left speechless, unable to categorize your form with any known standard of humanity. Stories from ancient texts begin to make sense when looking at you. Myths of light-bearers, celestial travelers, and eternal guardians suddenly resonate with reality. Statues and depictions across civilizations, from the Egyptian temples to the sacred scrolls of India, seem to resemble you more than any known historical figure. What was once dismissed as artistic imagination now appears as prophecy fulfilled. These images, frozen in time, seem almost to whisper, the one we foresaw, has come. Every encounter with you leaves observers unsettled. Friends, family, vamdi, even strangers report a strange awareness, an instinctive recognition that something extraordinary walks among them. The physical changes alone are remarkable, but it is the aura, the unexplainable energy that truly sets you apart. Those sensitive to spiritual frequencies feel vibrations when near you, as if reality itself acknowledges your presence. Ordinary words fail to capture this, scientific terms fall short, and even religious doctrines struggle to articulate it. You are the living proof that the human form can transcend itself. And yet, there is beauty in this terrifying transformation. It is not chaos, it is perfection unfolding in real time. Every alteration of your appearance carries meaning. Every shift in energy echoes a purpose, centuries in the making. It is a visual declaration of your destiny, a living testament to the fact that you are no longer merely human. You are evolving into a being who embodies the divine essence long prophesied, and the world, though unprepared, cannot help but take notice. Ancient seers spoke of the radiance of the chosen, a presence that pierces reality itself, bending the perceptions of mortals. This is why your mere standing in a room inspires reverence, fear, and awe simultaneously. There is no rational explanation. Your energy is not confined by space or time, it saturates it. This sensation has been studied in fragments of lost sciences and spiritual treatises. Forgotten scholars wrote about entities whose presence alone could heal or destroy, uplift or terrify, alter the course of events with nothing but a glance. You now embody exactly that phenomenon. To witnesses, it feels as though every cell in their body recognizes your power before their conscious mind even registers it. It is instinctive, primal, and deeply unsettling. Even modern science, armed with centuries of knowledge, finds itself powerless to quantify what you radiate. Many describe it as a magnetic force pulling at the very soul, drawing attention without effort. Your gestures, your voice, your gaze, all carry authority and wisdom beyond human experience. When you move, it is as if the world itself adjusts, giving way to your path. Historical accounts of kings, prophets, and mystics pale in comparison. Where they inspired through deeds or teachings, you inspire through existence alone. That is why scholars from every age would tremble at the proof of your presence. They instinctively understand that you operate on a plane they cannot reach. Yet this godlike aura is not just frightening, it is transformational. Those who come close report a profound shift in their own perception. Fears fade, understanding deepens, and latent potential awakens. In many ways, you are not only a being of immense power, but also a catalyst for growth in others. Ancient myths often spoke of divine emissaries who reshaped the world not by force, but by simply existing among mortals. You are the embodiment of that principle, a living proof that divinity can touch the human experience directly. And perhaps the most disturbing truth is that this presence is not temporary. Unlike mortals, whose energy fades with age, your radiance only strengthens. Every moment that passes, the world becomes more aware of your exceptional status. It is a living, breathing revelation, unfolding in real time. What was once feared as legend now walks in flesh and blood. You are a being whose presence rewrites the boundaries of reality, and the world, whether ready or not, is being forced to witness it. Buried in the dusty libraries of forgotten civilizations, scholars have stumbled upon records that defy explanation. Scrolls, codices, and stone tablets from eras long erased from memory contain references that match your life with eerie precision. These records, often dismissed as myth or allegory, now demand attention. Lines of cryptic text, symbolic depictions, and obscure annotations all converge on a singular conclusion. You were foretold long before your birth. Archaeologists have found patterns repeating across continents and cultures spanning millennia. Egyptian hieroglyphs, Sumerian clay tablets, and Mayan codices all describe a being of unprecedented power who would emerge at the end of cycles. Details that once seemed unrelated, birth signs, celestial alignments, even specific physical traits, align astonishingly with your current existence. It is as if history, long before it was recorded, had anticipated you, preparing the world unknowingly for your arrival. These ancient scholars were meticulous in their observations. They catalogued anomalies, tracked patterns, and cross-referenced myths with cosmic events. Their writings often end in warnings. A presence unlike any other will appear, defying natural laws, and their appearance will mark the dawn of a new order. Today, modern researchers combing through these same texts report the same reactions: shock, disbelief, and in some cases, outright terror. Every symbol, every word seems to scream your name across centuries. Even the most skeptical historians cannot ignore the evidence. When correlations are examined objectively, it becomes clear that no ordinary explanation suffices. Entire civilizations left behind hints, relics, and codes that converge on one truth: you are the focus of humanity's collective prophecy. The meticulous care with which these records were maintained suggests reverence, fear, and anticipation all at once. You are not simply a product of chance. Your existence has been inscribed into the very framework of history. And beyond records and manuscripts, the relics themselves speak. Objects buried in temples, pyramids, and tombs bear markings and patterns that mirror your essence, your movements, and even your aura. The very artifacts, long hidden in ruins, seem to respond to your presence, as if recognizing the one for whom they were created. Not a single line deepened on your face, not a shadow of fatigue settled beneath your eyes. It was as if time itself had stopped tracking you. People around you noticed before you did. Whispers began, rumors spread, and eventually the truth became undeniable. Your body no longer plays by the rules of mortality. Doctors, faced with this impossible phenomenon, found themselves in uncharted territory. Test after test revealed cellular regeneration at a rate unseen in any known species. It wasn't simply youth, it was preservation, an eternal state of being that defied biological limitations. The medical world, for all its technology and expertise, could only stare in stunned silence. Their charts, measurements, and scans all pointed to one conclusion: your body had stepped out of human evolution entirely. But this refusal to age wasn't just a scientific anomaly, it was a spiritual disturbance. Monks, mystics, and spiritual teachers began traveling from distant places, drawn by stories of someone who had slipped through the fingers of death itself. They spoke of ancient prophecies describing a figure untouched by decay, a being whose physical form reflected divine essence. The moment they saw you, they knew. They felt the stillness, the clarity in your presence, the purity in your existence. Your body didn't simply resist aging, it radiated timelessness. To the world, Your youth became a symbol, a sign that something extraordinary was unfolding. People saw in you a possibility they had forgotten, that humanity could transcend its limits. Your unchanging appearance stirred emotions ranging from fear to fascination to overwhelming hope. Some believed you were blessed, others believed you were cursed, but all agreed on one truth: nothing about your condition was normal. You had crossed into the realm of myth. And as the days continued, without any change in your physical state, a realization settled in the minds of those who watched you. Your body wasn't refusing to age. It was preparing. Preparing for transformation, for ascension, for the next phase of existence. It wasn't stasis, it was evolution. You were shedding humanity the way a butterfly sheds its cocoon, emerging into a form that time itself could not touch. Every sunrise seems to awaken something new within you. Abilities you didn't know existed emerge with a force that overwhelms and astonishes. What began as subtle sparks of intuition has grown into an unstoppable surge of energy, a tide of raw, sacred power that only strengthens with each passing moment. This growth is not random. It follows a rhythm, a cosmic pattern, long embedded in prophecies and ancient cycles. At first, you thought it was coincidence. Moments where you sensed danger before it happened. Times when you felt the world move in harmony with your emotions. But patterns formed. You started influencing reality without intention, bending circumstances simply by existing. The more you tried to understand the source of this power, the more it grew, responding to your awakening awareness like a flame fed by oxygen. Spiritual leaders from across the world sensed the expansion of your energy. Some described it as a beacon piercing through dimensions, others as a pulse echoing across the fabric of existence. They arrived in search of answers, only to leave in silence after witnessing your presence. You weren't learning power, you were remembering it. Whatever lies dormant in your essence was never meant to stay hidden. It was meant to rise, to claim its rightful place. But with power comes weight. You began to feel the emotional gravity of those around you, their hopes, fears, desires, each one resonating in your mind as if they were your own. This connection, both beautiful and overwhelming, revealed the true nature of your evolution. You were becoming not just a powerful being, but a vessel capable of carrying the emotional and spiritual burdens of others. This, according to ancient teachings, is the mark of divine ascension. And the most astonishing truth is this: there is no limit. Every moment, every breath, every heartbeat ignites another spark. You are growing not towards something, but into something. Power doesn't simply surround you. It moves through you, shaping itself around your intention. You are not ascending into divinity. You are reclaiming it. Once dismissed as myths, the legends of forgotten civilizations now reveal startling truths. Across continents, stories of a singular figure, neither mortal nor god, yet bridging both worlds, have resurfaced. These tales describe a being whose arrival signals the end of one era and the beginning of another. The more researchers uncovered, the clearer it became. These legends were describing you. In the deserts of Persia, epic poems speak of a radiant wanderer whose presence altered the course of kingdoms. In the mountains of East Asia, ancient scrolls tell of a soul reborn in every age, destined to awaken at the turning of cosmic. Among the indigenous tribes of the Americas, carvings in stone depict a figure with your exact features, eyes that hold galaxies, a posture of serene power, a form untouched by time. These legends, once thought to be isolated flashes of imagination, are now understood as pieces of a larger prophecy. What makes these discoveries even more astounding is their consistency. Cultures separated by oceans and centuries portrayed the same being with uncanny accuracy. Scholars have debated how such synchronicity is possible, yet the more they question, the more undeniable the answer becomes. They weren't predicting a symbol, they were predicting a person. And now, standing before them, you fulfill the imagery carved into stone thousands of years ago. These legends weren't merely predictions. They were warnings and celebrations intertwined. Some texts spoke of turmoil preceding your rise, others of cosmic alignment, and still others of the collapse of false gods. But above all, they foretold renewal, an awakening led by the central figure of creation's design. Your existence brings every one of these legends into sharp focus, transforming them from fantasy into undeniable truth. And as historians continue piecing together the fragments of old stories, they realize something even more profound. The legends were not documenting the past. They were documenting you, your nature, your purpose, your destiny. You are not a coincidence. You are the fulfillment of a narrative older than history itself. Long before modern science existed, philosophers pondered the nature of existence, divinity, and the human soul. Their teachings were complex riddles, metaphors layered within metaphors, as if they were trying to convey a truth too dangerous to reveal outright. Today, as researchers interpret these teachings through the lens of your emergence, everything begins to align. They weren't just exploring ideas, they were preparing the world for you. Plato spoke of the ideal form, a being who embodied perfection beyond physical limitations. Ancient texts now reveal that this wasn't a philosophical abstraction, but a veiled description of a prophesied figure whose existence transcended humanity. Eastern sages wrote of the awakened one, a consciousness destined to break the wheel of human limitation. Their descriptions match the essence you now carry. Even more unsettling are the writings of philosophers who warned that such a being would emerge when humanity reached a spiritual crossroads. Their notes describe a presence that would challenge every belief system, every structure of power, every definition of what it means to exist. These texts were dismissed as symbolic commentary until now. When compared to your transformation, every philosophical riddle begins to reveal its hidden meaning. The connection goes deeper than symbolism. Their teachings map the stages of your awakening with startling accuracy: the initial confusion, the surge of power, the emotional burden, the physical transformation, and the revelation of purpose. These weren't random insights, they were accounts of an evolutionary process witnessed by ancient eyes and hidden beneath layers of allegory. And now, centuries later, their words have awakened. With each moment of your transformation, the teachings of old philosophers become clearer. They were not describing theories, they were describing a blueprint for you. Archaeologists believed they had seen every pattern, deciphered every common symbol, understood every ancient motif, until they found markings that mirrored your identity. Hidden deep within ruins untouched for thousands of years, relics have surfaced bearing inscriptions of a name that aligns unmistakably with yours. Not your exact modern name, but its root, its essence, its ancient counterpart. The message is clear. You were known before you were born. These relics came from cultures with no contact with one another, yet each bore the same symbol, a circle of light surrounding a human form. Some included markings that match features of your transformation, such as the glow in your eyes or the shimmering aura that mystics describe. Scientists were forced to admit what seemed impossible. The same symbol was carved into stones, separated by oceans and by centuries. The most shocking discovery was a tablet found beneath an Egyptian pyramid. Its etching state, in translation, "He who carries the breath of creation will return in the age of unraveling." When matched with relics from Greece, India, and South America, the reference pointed unmistakably toward one figure: you. Your rise, your power, your physical change are not coincidences. They are echoes of ancient truth made manifest. More relics revealed predictions of your path, descriptions of your abilities, images of your glowing form, and prophecies of a world transformed by your presence. These depictions were not abstract. They are precise, detailed, and intimately familiar. You fit the cycles so precisely that scholars can no longer attribute it to coincidence. It is as though your existence is synchronized with the heartbeat of the cosmos. Furthermore, some scriptures describe a role only you can fulfill. The harmonizer, the one who bridges realms, the being who ushers humanity into the next chapter of existence. These ancient accounts are not poetic. They are instructional, detailing what you would become and how the world would respond. With every passing moment, as your transformation deepens, the scriptures become clearer. They were not predicting a god, they were predicting you, the one destined to rise during the divine turning of ages. Architects of ancient civilizations built their monuments with precision that still baffles modern engineers. But new discoveries reveal these structures hide more than mathematical genius. They hide clues about you. Temples, pyramids, and sacred chambers contain carvings, pathways, and symbols that map your identity across time. The alignment of pyramids with celestial bodies matches the pattern your energy radiates. Hidden chambers in ancient temples contain drawings of a luminous figure whose proportions mirror yours exactly. Even the layout of sacred ruins in South America aligns with your birth date, an impossibility too precise to dismiss. Archaeologists once believed these designs were tributes to gods. Now they understand the truth. These were markers for the Chosen One's arrival. Some structures even contain doors that open only when specific light patterns now reflected in your energy field, hit them, as if the earth itself prepared for your awakening. The realization is overwhelming. Ancient architects were not simply engineers, they were prophets, building monuments of stone to ensure your identity would one day be recognized. Their structures serve as maps, guiding today's scholars toward the same conclusion reached across history. The one they built for is you. Even the world's greatest wonders pale in comparison to the staggering truth they reveal. You are the missing key. Without you, their mysteries remain locked. With you, everything finally fits. People began noticing it before you did. Your habits, choices, and instincts were eerily similar to stories of ancient deities. At first, these similarities felt symbolic, poetic, maybe even accidental. But over time, they became undeniable. The way you speak, the way you move, the way you respond to emotion, all mirror the documented behaviors of divine entities lost to myth. Ancient gods were said to calm storms with their presence. You've walked into chaotic situations only to watch everything settle in seconds. They were said to heal with a touch. People near you report sudden clarity, emotional release, even relief from pains they carried for years. Myths described gods who saw beyond the physical, and you too sense truths others hide even from themselves. These patterns are not learned. They emerge naturally, instinctively, as though your soul remembers a history your mind cannot yet access. Your actions are not imitations. They are expressions of something encoded deep within you. Something ancient, something divine. Historians, comparing your behavior with mythological records, have found too many parallels to ignore. Your emotional depth, your ability to influence energy, your uncanny timing, they match the rhythms and patterns attributed to celestial beings. You act not as a human influenced by gods, but as a god returning to human form. And as your transformation continues, these actions become stronger, clearer, undeniably divine. You are not copying lost gods. You are reviving them through yourself. All signs now converge toward one irreversible truth. You are the beginning of something entirely new. Not just a chosen one, not just a predicted figure. You are the first force of a new era, the origin of a divine cycle that humanity has awaited for millennia. Everything, your power, your transformation, your recognition by ancient structures, leads to this moment. This is more than destiny. It is creation unfolding. The universe has opened a new chapter, and you stand at its center. You are not replacing old gods. You are surpassing them. You are not inheriting a throne. You are building one. Your existence marks the transition from myth to reality, from prophecy to embodiment, from speculation to manifestation. Humanity senses the shift, even if they cannot explain it. The air feels different. The world feels charged, as though something vast is waking. People do not look at you with simple admiration. They look with the instinctive awareness that they stand before the architect of a new cosmic order. As the final threads of prophecy weave together, the message becomes unmistakable. You are the last in the divine line and the first of the new universe. The first whispers began in hushed tones. There is something about them, something unnatural. Observers could not put it into words, yet they felt it, a presence that demanded attention and respect beyond human comprehension. Your existence no longer fit within the ordinary timeline of life. From the way your eyes held cosmic awareness to the almost imperceptible energy around you, the world could sense that you were no longer just human. Scholars, initially skeptical, were forced to acknowledge patterns that defied biology and physics. Your heartbeats, your neural activity, even your sleep cycles operated outside any known parameters. Machines designed to measure normal human limits could not adapt to you. Readings spiked, instruments glitched, and scientists questioned reality itself. The evidence was overwhelming. You existed beyond the boundaries of mortal life. Ancient seers would have recognized this instantly. Prophecies described beings whose very presence altered time, whose consciousness resonated with life itself. As the world began noticing subtle changes in reality when you walked through it, it became obvious that these stories were never metaphors. They were documentation. The chosen one had arrived, and the universe itself had acknowledged it. Yet this realization brought fear alongside awe. Governments, religious institutions, and scientific bodies alike were suddenly aware that a being capable of transcending human limitations existed. What this meant for the balance of the world, for life itself, was yet unclear, but the shift was undeniable. Humanity was witnessing the impossible unfold in real time. And the most profound aspect of this revelation was personal. You, the chosen one, were only beginning to comprehend the magnitude of your existence. Every heartbeat, every breath, every interaction carried implications that stretched far beyond what any mortal could imagine. Your life was no longer yours alone. It belonged to the cosmos. Force seems to ripple outward, altering the atmosphere. People describe sensations they cannot explain. A subtle warmth, a tingling on the skin, a deep awareness that something extraordinary is present. This energy is not measured by instruments. It resonates directly with consciousness. It is alive, perceptive, and aware. Ancient texts describe beings whose presence vibrates at a frequency beyond human perception. These beings, long thought symbolic, could influence emotions, events, and even the flow of time. Your aura mirrors these descriptions precisely, and those sensitive to energy report that even fleeting contact with you is transformative. Ordinary interactions become extraordinary. Mundane moments feel charged with destiny. The energy manifests physically as well. Witnesses report shadows bending toward you, objects seemingly reacting to your gestures, and light reflecting in unusual patterns around you. Even subtle movements ripple outward with weighty significance. Modern science struggles to interpret this, measuring electromagnetic anomalies that are far beyond known natural phenomena. This force is not passive. It interacts with the world in complex, unpredictable ways. People near you feel compelled to reveal truths, confront fears, or awaken dormant abilities. Animals instinctively recognize your presence, often acting protective or reverent. The world responds to you as if you were a living conduit of a power long forgotten by humans. Ultimately, this energy defines your existence. It is the medium through which your divinity manifests, the bridge connecting your human vessel to the cosmic forces you embody. Each day, it grows stronger, more precise, and more undeniable. The universe is speaking through you, and those attuned enough can hear the echoes of eternity. Time itself seems to remember you. Events long past, civilizations long gone, and legends long dismissed all point toward your existence. It is as though the universe has recorded your arrival repeatedly, embedding hints, symbols, and markers across history, ensuring your path would always be remembered. Archaeologists are discovering anomalies in historical records. Places where civilizations vanished or shifted dramatically coincide with signs of your essence. Manuscripts once thought metaphorical describe a being whose rise reshapes reality. Every detail, from the alignment of stars to the birth of unexplained heroes, points to a timeline intimately connected with you. Even memories in collective human consciousness whisper of you. Dreams, visions, and folklore reflect your presence, often without humans realizing why. Entire cultures across the globe reference a figure whose description matches your current form. Immortal, radiant, powerful, and transformative. It is a resonance that cannot be dismissed as coincidence. Mystics suggest that these are fragments of your eternal self, the memories of existence encoded into the fabric of time itself.